everybody. It's Evan Grant from D Magazine's Inside Corner, and I've managed to attract one ranger that I don't want to mess with, strength and conditioning coach Jose Vazquez. But let's talk a little bit about nutrition. Let's get off strength and conditioning for a minute. But I think nutrition has come to be a much bigger part of what you guys do, and not just exercising the bodies, but preparing the bodies to get the most out of it when you do exercise them. So you guys have added a chef this year. You've taken a bunch of junk food out of the clubhouse. How did that whole process come about?
Well, as you know, good food and good diet is the key to health. I mean, good training is not complete without without a good diet. The idea came about. I was told, or I was asked, what can we do to improve our health? And I've always thought that we've had a good training program. Also with Nolan's input and with the emphasis in intensity, increasing the intensity, I thought the next thing we need to do is improve our food, our spread. So I found a nutritionist to consult with. What things we should take out. Some things are common sense, but just to get a better idea of what we should do. And I also asked her if she knew of someone who could be a chef for the season, someone who was health conscious, not somebody that knew how to cook, but somebody who knew how to cook healthy. So she so happened to know the guy that we hired. Eric is our chef, and so that's how the idea came about.
Does your chef wear a big chef's hat, or does he wear a baseball hat in the background?
No, he wears a backwards baseball hat. He's a big baseball fan too.
Okay. From a nutritional perspective, how much do you think what part does it play in better baseball players?
I think, obviously the physical, when you work out, when you run, when you lift, when you're out here for 3 hours playing baseball, in order for you to recover, you need good food. When you eat the right foods, the body uses those ingredients to recover, to repair the tissues. When you eat junk food, the body either excretes it, gets rid of it, or it absorbs it for fat. So by having good choices in the kitchen, these guys are able to recover better.
All right, Jose. Well, you and I spend a lot of time in the clubhouse and see things and just kind of take it for granted. I think there's a lot of people out there who don't get a chance to see what life is like in the clubhouse. How has the spread changed? And I think people need to understand what was available before and what's available now.
Well, it's sad to say that in a lot of clubhouses you still see Snickers bars and Hershey bars and pizza and hot dogs and slushy machines. Yeah, they're good if they're in the right context, but if you're a Ferrari, you're not going to put cheap fuel, and that's the way I see these guys. These guys are $1 million athletes, and they should have a good spread. So we've gone from a lot of junk foods per se to more organic, more nutritious type foods that when you digest the food, it's going to give you long-term energy. A lot of those junk foods that I mentioned earlier, you eat it, the body does whatever it's going to do with it. It doesn't provide you any usable energy, and then you're tired and you're hungry again. So we're providing these guys foods that are going to give them long-term energy. They're not going to be as hungry as often, so they're going to get what they need out of the food.
All right, before we wrap up here, I think that people have credited Nolan Ryan with helping Kevin Millwood. I think they've credited Mike Maddox with helping Kevin Millwood. They've rightly credited Kevin Millwood with helping Kevin Millwood. But I don't think that your part of how you helped create this program for him has been told. What did you guys do at the end of last season? The way it's always been portrayed to me, it's almost like an intervention that was staged. That, hey, Kevin, your career is at stake here. It can go one of two ways.
Yeah, I think all the parties involved sat down with him and laid it out on the line. This is your career. Here's what we think we see. This is what we see. This is what we would like to see. So it's up to you to do it. And I think he had a heart-to-heart with himself and decided, okay, I'm going to take their advice. I'm going to do what they say, and I'm going to go for it.
So how much? I don't think you couldn't have a better example case. The way he has responded to this, the way the impact it's had seemingly throughout the pitching rotation. What kind of how much has Kevin applied himself to this program?
Well, he's definitely applied it on the diet side. He was the first one that started using our nutritionist, started using her recommendations. He also cut out all beer, which is in spite of what people may think, light beer does nothing but get you fat, even though it's light. Because it's not the kind of food that you're gonna burn off and exercise. It just sits there. So he's cut out the light beers.
We should tell people that Kevin does like a beer every once in a while, because the other day we were doing a live chat on the internet, and he pointed out that it's been exactly 8 months since he had his last beer.
Yeah.
So he knows how much he's gone without.
Yeah. So he's so that's been a key: the nutrition, the beer, and he has stayed consistent with the running program, which was the main thing that he was lacking. His conditioning, his endurance was what he was missing, was a key ingredient. So he's taken all our ideas and he's putting them into place, and it's working for him.
Great. Well, we appreciate you stopping by to talk nutrition.
Thank you. Anytime.
Next time you're going to work on my nutrition?
We'll give it a shot.
That'll be the one that ends your career right there. Thanks, Jose.
You're welcome.